For Democrats in Congress, the summary of the Trump administration's legislative agenda could read, well, there is no policy. Life in the minority in the House and the Senate leaves them without much power to yield. They've got a limited political toolkit: resistance, obstruction, critical questioning, messaging. Senator Al Franken, a Democrat from Minnesota, is a practiced voice of opposition. He serves on the Senate Judiciary and Health Committees. Also has written a new book, which is called Al Franken, Giant of the Senate. It's nice to have you with us.
Great to be here.
Talk about that book in just a moment. Talk to me a little bit about the conversations that Democrats are having privately. We've heard a couple of people step forward and use the word impeachment. Is that what Democrats are talking about in all seriousness?
No, I think what we're talking about in all seriousness is we have a special prosecutor, Bob Mueller, who everyone has confidence in. This is serious enough that you really go to what happened, what are the facts, and we're confident in the process. You
have called for an investigation of the president's finances. Do you sense that from not just the base, but from Americans across the board, there's a real outcry to do that?
Yeah, I think Americans would like to see, or at least have a special prosecutor look at his and subpoena his tax records. You know, there is something called the Kremlin playbook. Kremlin has done this before in Eastern Europe, where they've interfered with elections. And there's a number of things they do, and one of them is to compromise business people, people close to the government, and some of that is very often by investing in them. And it seems to me that if we look at the president's taxes, we would probably see that there's Russian oligarchs who have invested in the Trump enterprises. His own son said this in 2008, that there's a disproportionate amount of the money that they're getting in is from Russia. This is something we really should know.
In your book, you write a lot about strategies around reaching across the aisle.
Finding common ground is really important. Then you hold your ground when you can't agree on something. But there's a whole bunch of issues that are not partisan issues.
Healthcare doesn't even sound like you guys are in the room.
We aren't. Mitch McConnell's decided that 13 Republicans are going to write this behind closed doors. I don't know if they'll succeed. He has said it will be hard for them to get the 50 votes. And I really hate the bill that they passed out of the House. And I go all over my state. I did a roundtable in Perham, Minnesota. A woman was crying because she said, my mom's going to lose her home health care if these Medicaid cuts go through, and my husband and I both work. I don't know what we're going to do with my mom. There are a lot of people in Minnesota who voted for me and then 2 years later voted for Trump. And I think they are beginning to see in certain different ways that Donald Trump is not doing what he said.
You've talked about hoping for the resurgence of the progressive philosophy. Is that a way forward at a time when the country seems more divided than ever?
Paul Wellstone, who was senator from Minnesota, whose seat I hold, it was also Humphrey's seat, it was also Mondale's seat, he said, we all do better when we all do better. And that's what we believe, is that the economy grows from the middle out, not from the top down.
So you used to satirize elected officials, and now you're the elected official.
I wrote the book in large part to answer the question I get asked the most, which is being a senator as much fun as working on Saturday Night Live? And the answer is no.
Not even
Why
close,
would
right?
it be? But it's the best job I've ever had. And it's the best job I've ever had because I get to work to improve people's lives.
Would you go back to comedy?
Probably. George Burns worked till he was 100. Strom Thurmond was a senator till he was 100. I don't think I want to do that.
Al Franken, it's nice to have you. Thanks for talking with us.
Great to be here, Soldat.